Ballers, welcome back to Tuesday nights where we're back on side. On side with us and Betway, where you get way more. I'm Marco Martins. With me today is Mr. Len Moleko.
What do?
Tsepi Worldwide, thank you, darling. And Super Sub. We're back on Tuesday nights, guys. Obviously, the ballers.
Hello, darling.
Hello, darling. We're back on Tuesday nights. The ballers, you guys have been asking for Tuesday nights. Most of you actually asking for Tuesday nights and Fridays. Guys, we can't do both now.
No.
For now. Maybe it'll come. Maybe it'll come in the future.
It will come.
Tuesday nights is the best time for this Mduduzi. That is correct. Henda. Welcome back to the show, guys. Before we kick off with the football, let's battle for bowl off or however you say it, because tomorrow is the start of the Betway SA20 crickets.
Oh, beautiful.
It's my favorite.
And there's so much money, friend. Yes, talk.
There's lots of money, but also it's my favorite format for cricket. Is T20.
No, same here. But Len loves test.
Test.
Look.
Not ODI at least.
Look. You know what he's going to say? He's a purist.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. But obviously with the Betway SA20, I mean, there's lots of excitement there.
Vibe.
The teams, obviously, there were auctions that happened and lots of exciting talent is going to be on display from tomorrow up until sometime, I think it's on the 20th of February, if I'm not mistaken. So definitely can't wait for that. And it's starting off with a bang in PE.
Wow.
Nice.
Did I say it wrong?
Okay.
How am I doing? Ballers, how am I doing?
Okay,
and that is the Sunrisers Eastern Cape versus the Joburg Super Kings.
Yebo, that's at St. George's Park. You know that band when they start, and it's going to be a vibe, man. It's going to be a vibe.
Can we talk about the money, guys?
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's talk about the money.
What's happening is this. So if you catch one hand, if you catch the ball one hand, right, from a 6, right, that would mean that you get 2 million. So it's a 2 million competition.
Okay, hold on. You get a share of 2 million.
Yes, it's a 2 million competition.
If you're the only one, if you're the only one, if you're the only one across the tournament to catch thing, then you get all 2 million. But
here's the but.
If you are a Betway, if you have a Betway account, then we double it.
Oh.
So there's a lot of money to be made.
So go to the SA20 with a Betway, registered Betway account. That's it. Simple as that. You one-handed catches. And then dum 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 dum.
Drum rolls again.
The game of zones. Win a share of 2 million rand simply by placing a bet on any SA20 game at the Betway SA20 and predict the zone that a catch will be taken, and you'll be entered into a draw for an all expenses paid VIP experience to the Betway SA20 final.
I'm sure I'm gonna be
and you'll get your share of that 2 million rand, baby.
Yo,
Can I say
Betway,
something?
everyone from Betway that's watching, you know your girl's coming to the finals, right? Thank you.
Who do you support?
And from what I gathered, when you guys went to the Summer Cup, is that Betway go all out,
It was
for sure, man. It's we can't wait. I can't wait for the start of the tournament.
Yeah, no, I want to go to the Saturday, actually, T20, eh?
Yeah, this Saturday, Joburg Super Kings versus my city, Cape Town.
I think it will be
At
dope.
Wanderers.
That can be done. Guys, we should go.
I will be there.
We
I will be there on
Let's all
Saturday.
go.
Let's
Super
go.
Sub, we going?
Like the SA20, the Betway SA20 is a vibe. Like
It's a vibe.
Yeah, it
it's
is a vibe,
whole
yeah.
experience.
Yeah, it is.
I agree. So we're going. It's official.
Okay,
Ballers,
ballers,
if you're
we'll
coming,
see
join
you
us.
there. T20 is the format, you right? Massive KMR 440. And yeah, just trying to go through some of the comments here. Hello, everyone. We talk every day thanks to football. Yeah. Speaking of, let's just get back to the football. We are all excited for the Betway SA20, of course, but back to the football. More exciting Betway news coming up for that. However, for now, we're going off to our second home back in the UK. The FA Cup third round has concluded.
Ish, yeah.
Len Moleko.
Sorry.
You're dozing off there, my friend.
It's at night, guys. It's at night, guys. Sorry.
Why did you stop being my
You know what the thing is? I feel like knocking him because Arsenal's out, so now he says it's boring, whatever. But I can't knock him because he's not wrong.
Shame.
He's not wrong.
And you predicted it, eh?
But I told you guys.
No, you were trying to jinx.
but
Don't
no,
lie.
of course
I was
he
not
was.
trying
But
to
then-
jinx. I was being for real.
Yo, but then I was thinking because Salah was not there, and who else? I'll tell you now. But I was thinking that maybe then Arsenal will have, a better chance of coming out victorious or even a draw, so then they get to have a replay. But that didn't happen.
First of all, nobody wants a replay.
Exactly.
They'd rather be
Exactly.
out of the thing.
Guys,
No,
I
and when
feel
you're
like-
competing for the title, you don't want a replay.
But I feel like the people that want a replay are going to be, your lower league teams, as opposed
100%.
to,
Or
your
mid-
guys in the top flight. Because they
Mid-table
need-
Premier League, whatever, you want a replay rather
Exactly.
than to get out, right?
Yeah.
You want to run in the cup.
Yeah, I think if you like.
But for Arsenal, it's a distraction.
Yeah.
whatever.
Unnecessary distraction.
And there's just, I just wish, I know there's a lot of history that comes with the legacy and with
It's
the,
the
FA
oldest
Cup.
football competition.
I get that, right?
Since the early 90s, hey?
But I
No,
just
long
feel,
before. It's over 100 years old, the
Oh,
FA Cup.
snap.
It's old.
I just feel they can literally do with 32 teams. They don't have to get a whole 64 teams to be studying this competition. Get the 20 Premier League teams and, like they do with the Nedbank Cup.
Yeah.
By the time it's the last 32, it's like literally goes.
Yeah, but Len, I think having like lower division teams, it also exposes young talent and also exposes other players that will never get an opportunity to be at the Emirates. You know what I mean? So
I'm not
I think that's the
disputing
beauty
that.
of the cup.
that's the beauty
I
of the
agree.
cup.
Granted.
That's what sort of like make it different.
I think the competition right now, in modern day times, and the challenges that they may be encountering is that I think it is a competition where it is legacy or sentiment versus financial viability. And obviously, you still want it to still be that, competition that is nostalgic and how it's been. But I mean, for example, this whole situation of replays and how the top teams are not willing to take part of it or do not want to take part of it will then take away from it. But you still want these guys, the top teams to be part of this competition. So, what do we then do? Do we then go for replays, or do we go to a point where we say, okay, so we play one match and we go into penalties? And to be honest with you, the top teams, if they are going to be complaining about, not wanting to play replays, then they should just make sure they win their matches.
My other thing with just generally,
Yeah.
all right, there's just too much football. Just at the base of that, there's way too much
There
football.
can never be too much football.
I think
right?
I've said this. I said this at the start of the season already, that there's too many games for the players.
Yes.
I mean, I
Too
would
many-
love more
yeah,
football
'cause-
as a fan, of course. But there's far too many matches for footballers. And now with VAR, we've seen an increase in injuries because players are standing stagnant on the field, cooling off before the game gets back to play rapidly. But I want to get to the comments here before I have my say on the Arsenal-Liverpool game. I like Sanele Chabalala saying for a change, Len was spot on.
Yeah, you should have bet with Len, eh? You would have got something.
And then I want to argue with God's secretary saying Arsenal specializes in bottling cups nowadays. I wouldn't say that's
Not the
fair.
FA Cup.
FA Cup, Arsenal's the most
most
successful
successful team,
in the
yeah.
history, but also in recent years. It's
Yeah.
not like it was only in the 80s
Yeah,
and the 90s
no,
that Arsenal
definitely.
won the FA Cup. They've won it recently as well. So I'll argue with that one. And Gift Real G, a regular commenter. 3 consecutive losses for Arsenal, by the way. My thing about the Arsenal game, and this is going to be maybe a bit controversial, whatever. I'm going to sound like Arteta, and I'm going to say the team that deserved to win that game was Arsenal. Arsenal bottled 30 chances in that match.
They should have buried that game.
And they should have beaten West Ham before that as well, where they had 30 plus chances that they should have buried.
So they're not finishing.
They were just unlucky that they didn't play Wigan like Man United did on Monday night, because Man United bottled 30 plus chances against Wigan. And Arsenal would have had more opportunities against the Wigan and not conceded on the other end. So I think Arsenal were the better side. And what I'm really concerned about with Liverpool, and this isn't a Man United fan speaking, talking trash on Liverpool.
It's Captain Marco speaking.
It's Captain Marco
Oh,
speaking.
Captain Khune today.
Liverpool have proven time and time again this season that they're slow starters in a game.
Yes.
They use the second half to get going in a game. right? But if they do not fix that, they do not stand a chance of winning the Premier League. If they do not fix their slow start issue, and now Saka away for a little bit, maybe not the biggest issue in the world. Salah, my apologies. Saka maybe should be away for a little bit.
Should be in Nigeria.
Are they saying he's overrated? I'm seeing a lot of people say that about Saka these days.
Saka is not overrated.
Not
Saka's a
he's
top
very
player. He's
talented,
just going through a dip in form.
Dip in form.
With Salah away a little bit, my bigger concern for Liverpool
Trent
right
is
now is
allegedly-
Trent. That's exactly it.
Trent is allegedly also out.
I will tell you
currently.
exactly the situation with Trent Alexander-Arnold. Where is it written
Because if you don't
down
have
over
if you don't have the
here?
diversity that Trent offers you,
Yeah, because he's invited lately a lot.
yes,
He is a quarterback from right back. He's an incredible player.
He's brilliant, and he
I'll-
gives you more.
yeah.
I've actually lost it on my notes, but I do know that Trent has suffered a tear in his lateral ligament in his knee, which will mean
That's gonna
several
take a
weeks
while, yeah.
out for Liverpool. So that's concerning for Liverpool. So they really need to fix that issue of slow starts, and
He's out for about 3 weeks.
But one would argue, Marco, that they're on the 16th game of the Premier League,
and they're on top of the league.
and on top of the league. So
And
one could
who's their
say
closest
more of the
competitor
same
right
would-
now?
Yeah, more of the same could win them the league.
No, because City will come back now.
Yeah,
Well, City is definitely on its way back.
And also, I mean, it's there's a lot of people, and I hear the notion that Arsenal is bottling it. City are not what they used to be. Look out for Aston Villa and those narratives. But if you look at the margins between number 1 and number 4, I can even take it to number 5 where Spurs is.
yeah.
The difference is only 6 points. Those are 2 games.
Yeah.
And
So
there's still
easily
about 5 months of Premier League football still to go.
Yeah. So
There's still 18 games still to go.
I mean, not that I believe Spurs will go on and win it. I think they concede too many goals. Aston Villa, sure. It would be a real stretch to say Villa's going to win it, but they could if they keep that home form coming and they get some wins on the road.
Yeah.
I think that everyone's rational favorite for the league now today still has to be Manchester City. They're going to come back
I'm
flying.
not going to
On
write
paper-
off
on paper,
Liverpool.
yes.
Liverpool, if you look at Liverpool, guys, Liverpool
And
have
Arsenal.
not. If Liverpool can just turn those draws into wins, then they're going to be talking a different.
But then
Because they've only lost one game.
On the same notion, we can say if Arsenal turn those losses into wins, they're also in with a shot. So if they are still drawing, then we can draw the conclusion that they might not win the league.
But they're drawing and they're still on top of the log. Arsenal is not winning and they're number 4 and they were number 1. So what I'm saying is whatever Liverpool is doing, it's working.
Yeah,
Well,
look.
we are yet to see what happens in the second half, or is it the second quarter now?
the second half, as it
Second
were,
half,
because I mean,
yes.
20 games played, still about
Yeah.
18
Yeah.
to go.
Yeah, so second
But
half.
it's the
going
way
to
the
be
top
quite
4 is looking
interesting.
right now, I feel if you are any other sides that are top 4, top 5 right now, and
You're still in with a chance, yeah.
won that, and I'm not speaking like a better Arsenal fan who's angry because his team lost.
The more you put that disclaimer, the more
The
you
more
know
it
that
sounds
you are
as
bitter.
I've never given that impression because I had said long before the game started that they're not going to go through. But my fear is, like now, City just came back from the Club World Cup now in December. They play in the FA Cup. They're playing in the league. And the Champions League is still coming. And, well, at least City does not have to worry about some of their players coming out for AFCON. So with a lot of these competitions, and as long as you are still in that competition, and the squads are thin, actually. That's what I've noticed.
For everyone.
For everybody, the squads are thin.
Including City.
Yes. So my fear is the less injuries you
I
get.
disagrees with me. But yeah, we'll come back to that. Continue, Len.
I just want everyone to hear you say that Manchester City squad is thin.
It's thin.
With or without the Girona players.
You took it there, Len.
I'm just asking. I'm just asking. But I just feel like generally, like across the board, I think a lot of squads are thin. And it seriously is going to come down to how a lot of the players are actually managed and how much of your star players you're going to have come, say, mid-March, beginning April.
And how much you prepared to shuffle your squad and rotate.
And how smart you are in just placing them there. But I'm also Ivan is back.
Ivan Toney.
And Brentford I mean, he did say that, he wants to show his gratitude to his team. So I'm very happy. I'm anticipating him coming back with a bang. Hopefully.
Yeah, it's
removing them from semi-relegation.
Do you want to bet on it? Okay, that joke is over. It's twofold. He can come back and like literally become
the beast.
Like,
and I mean, last season he was top 3 goal scorer. So
yes, like pick it up where he left it off. Right?
Yeah, for sure.
Or the time away could have actually left him grumpy and not grumpy, but like a little loose and not as sharp as, because there's a reason why when you play on the regular, you keep your form going. So him training there in his backyard is not the same as him playing against Man United or Tottenham Hotspur.
I agree, but I think he's driven. And I think the statement that he put out to say that, he wants to show his gratitude, that means that his mindset is already in the right place. So I think that might just be the one thing that's going to set him apart. But let's see what happens. And also, he might also be leaving. I wonder what's going to happen.
And then
they need him back.
I agree with you.
They said he's either going to Chelsea stories or he might be going to you guys. Arsenal. So we are yet to see what happens. Yes, Super Sub, you were saying.
No, I was saying I agree with what you're saying. And coming back to Arsenal, I think Arsenal they actually need a goal poacher. They
do.
And Ivan Toney is the guy,
Jesus can't save Arsenal. Ne?
Even Jesus can't save you right now, my friend.
I said last week.
Yeah.
Because those chances,
you must go to Rome and fetch a diamond from Rome.
Yeah. And that's the difference between Arsenal and your City. You will have Haaland out there injured, and they will still go and score 5 goals. Arsenal, you've got your strikers, but they're not firing. And if your strikers are not firing, you're not going to win.
Nketiah is not we're going to depend on you to actually take us to the promised land.
I don't think he's the guy. Because somebody actually said, if I were Arsenal, I was going to even suggest maybe loaning out a swap deal loan with Ivan Toney.
For Brentford to take Eddie Nketiah in a
Someone
swap
suggested that. Who's an Arsenal fan?
Ivan Toney. For me, the Ivan Toney thing is simple. He's a great goal scorer. Great goal scorers don't lose that. There's no losing that ability to score goals the way that he does. He might struggle to find the form that he was, but he's going to score goals.
The way that was looking for was rusty. Sorry.
Oh, he's a bit rusty.
Well, he might be a bit rusty. Loose. He might come back. Hey, well, that was my term. So Ivan Toney, I think he's a great striker. He's going to come back flying. Coming to the comments here, obviously Kevin De Bruyne is back. Woo! And he came on for an assist. Okay, effect up the round assist. But anyway, he came on assist 4 minutes in to his return to the team, and he was phenomenal. But he changed the team. He's a top player.
For me, what stand out is the way he played. It looked like he didn't play like a player that's coming back from an injury. Like he was the fluidity in his passes and his runs. It just to show you that, the institution that is called Manchester City, it's second to none.
No, Kevin De Bruyne is that good.
Is his smile irritating you a little bit?
Kevin De Bruyne is that good. I mean, yes, we can credit some of it to Man City, but De Bruyne
the
is
medicals
that
and
good.
everything, and but what I'm saying is, look, I mean, the guy is back, and I think he looks really good. You can't really say that he was out for so long. I mean, Len, this guy hasn't played football this season. So basically,
are you saying he is the ace in the pack that Pep has been waiting for this whole time?
Not necessarily.
I think City missed De Bruyne slightly less than people talk about.
True.
And the thing is, he's an easy person to choose when you're looking for someone to miss because he's the best player in the league, probably.
I'll tell you who City misses. It's Gundogan.
Gundogan is the
definitely.
one. I agree.
Definitely.
Because without Rodri, that's when we've seen City struggle. And if Gundogan was in that side,
it just pushes
it
back.
would have helped.
Yeah.
You know,
And Rodri,
you can have one or the other.
And Rodri, disciplinary-wise,
Is a concern.
Yeah,
is a concern.
He likes getting himself in.
He's a little bit reckless.
Yes.
Yeah, but a defensive midfielder is going to accumulate a certain number of yellow
Of course,
cards,
like
and he's going
Casemiro.
to like Casemiro did, and you're going to find yourself suspended at some point in the season, and that's where City have really suffered. I think is that position. But with Haaland coming back, with De Bruyne coming back,
And they still have Foden, and then the nice combination of Nunes.
Boy.
What is this thinness that you were talking about?
yeah, what were you saying? This is what I was saying.
It's nice.
This is
It's
what I
nice
was
to
saying.
watch.
Going front, City, I think it's very strong, but I think in the midfield, there's no depth there. You know, if Rodri gets a red card or he gets injured again, we've got problems there.
Hence I said earlier on that this run of the last 18 games left in the league is literally going to depend on discipline, and how squad
And fitness.
And
is
fitness.
managed, and fitness.
Yeah,
and
I mean,
injuries and stuff.
the medicals will have to work hard, you know,
I agree.
to get the teams.
FA, guys, may I just say, I really enjoyed watching this one. I believe it was Sunderland and Newcastle.
Oh,
a
yeah.
big
Tanweer
derby.
derby.
Beautiful match to watch.
That's
I enjoyed that.
That is
That was the first time in 9 years?
Yeah,
Yeah.
11 or 9 years. But
crazy.
it was just beautiful.
because
to watch,
remember
man.
Sunderland has been gone for a while.
Yeah, it's been
Yeah.
going for a while.
So
Yeah.
the chance of horses being
Yeah, no, it's crazy.
let's not go there.
You know, it's what I want an Orlando Pirates and Kaizer Chiefs encounter to be like. You know, like real rivalry. I mean, that rivalry you could feel the energy. You know, watching through your screen, it was just electric.
It was
Chiefs and
crazy.
Pirates-
Newcastle fans sang from the word go
It
until
was
the
war.
end. It was war.
It was. I
So
love
in terms
that.
of when you speak about wanting Chiefs and Pirates,
I
to
knew
be
you were
like
going to go there. Yes,
Okay, let's carry on.
Here
Marco.
is a Len Moleko rant brought to you.
Not yet. That's still going.
That's
was
still
baiting
coming.
him.
Okay, let's wrap up. I just want to wrap up some of our FA Cup and Premier League talk through the comments here. Vuyo, thank you for your comment about Kevin De Bruyne being back. That was the one that I went to. Gift Real G, you got a couple good points here. Timo Werner officially signed for Spurs on loan. That is one to look out for on this attacking Spurs side. Him with Morrison. Why am I Madison?
Madison.
Thank you.
Yes.
Is James Morrison the guitarist, James Madison the footballer? My apologies. And Song in that side, providing Timo Werner with opportunities. I think that's going to be a good move. And then you also said only Chelsea and Man United have zero chance of making the top four. I'll agree with that because the rest of the teams up there have a chance. Maybe Brighton, I wouldn't give much of a chance for top four at the moment either. Mpoza, after saying that Tepe Worldwide is his absolute favorite and he said hello, he also said Angie Postecoglou is still going to surprise people with his total risky football.
Not this season.
And Tito Ngobene says that he sees Tottenham in the top four at the end of the season, which brings me to this Tottenham versus Manchester City in the FA Cup fourth round. Super sub. How's that for a game?
Yeah, no, it's gonna be a cracker. And hey, my worry is that Tottenham always have one up against City. Hey, I mean, I can't remember which season it was. They were like a boogie team for Manchester City.
Kryptonite.
The last time Manchester City scored against Spurs in an away game was at Wembley. That's how long ago the last time City managed to get a goal against Spurs in an away game.
When Spurs
was using Wembley.
during the renovations.
It was Riyad Mahrez who scored that goal. That's how long ago it was.
Yeah.
So it's been a while since Man City managed to get an away goal against Spurs. So they are a bit of a bogey team for City, and that's going to be an interesting encounter. And it's definitely my pick for the fourth round.
And also, like, looking at the fixtures for the fourth round of the FA Cup, there's like, even with the round before this one, there was like a lot of big teams are going off very early. So are we going to get a case where we're going to have Ipswich Town playing against Man City in the final?
That would be nice.
Yeah, but then it's going to be like
What's wrong with smaller teams, though?
There's nothing wrong.
The Calling Cup
Because I feel
final,
like you're bashing like small teams today.
No. I'm not bashing small teams. Here's the logic that I was actually trying to bring forth with regards to the FA Cup.
Yeah.
And the model that South Africa actually uses, for me, I feel it works very, very well.
Yeah.
Right? Get all these small teams,
Yeah.
to battle it out.
Yeah.
Like it happens with the Nedbank Cup,
For sure.
Yeah, they start battling it out very early. And eventually you'll have your 12 that qualify to go to play in the FA Cup proper. Like it happens. So if Wrexham, for instance, are able to go all the way and qualify for the good for them, then they will play. Or Ipswich Town or
Leicester
Coventry
City.
City or Leicester.
Yeah.
They
But
will-
Leicester's a good side. So I don't think anyone would mind seeing Leicester in an FA Cup
Yes.
final.
So-
They're currently leading the
But
championship.
that would also mean
there will be a
that-
Premier League side next season.
Yes, but then where does the financial viability come in when it's just them that are playing in this? I think they should have. I believe that instead of it just being a random draw, I think it needs to be seeded. I think there needs to be like the big guys on this side, and they will always get a chance to play the smaller guys. That's how I think it needs to
so
go.
if it's a 32, like with the Nedbank Cup, like
Yeah.
once it gets to the 32, whether it's Orbit College or Mapona FC from somewhere, and they get to
Pampierstad.
from Pampierstad, and they get to be in the draw, then they will play against the Chiefs or they will play against the Pirates.
That's
and
only if they make it.
yes,
right?
so you need to earn the same way that if you are playing in League 2, for instance, you need to earn to go into League 1, earn to going into the Championship, and then earn to going into the Premier League. So with the FA Cup, for me, it just looks messy. It's too long. And until the semi-finals, man, I know that thing, man.
But
Hey,
that's what
ballers, can you
defines
believe
English
that wasn't
football.
Len Moleko's rant?
Bruh.
Can you believe it?
Yeah, and I
Oh
think
no, that's still coming.
Jesus, we're gonna have two today.
Let's wrap up our thoughts on FA Cup Super Sub.
No, I was just saying. I think FA Cup. It's what defines English football. You know, it's rich in history, which is something that we always discuss in this podcast. That history in football, it's very important and needs to be preserved, which is something that we don't do very well in this country. So I'm for the FA. I like it, and I think the only thing that maybe I would change is the replay. I think in a modern day football, it is just unnecessary. You
Straight to pens.
straight to pens, and then
Exactly.
that's it.
I mean,
At 90 minutes, straight to pens.
I mean,
yeah.
if you look at Spain, right, is the Copa del Rey this long?
I don't know.
I don't know how long it is.
The
I'll be honest.
DFB Pokal is it this long?
Yeah, but there's less teams in professional football in those countries.
Just
the
like
professional leagues in England is far deeper.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They've
but
got
those-
like championship is like what 24
24
Yeah,
teams,
and
yes.
then they've got League 1 and 2 underneath that
with
within the
even more teams. You know, it's
within
not
the
like
group, so.
Make it 32.
yeah, with 16, 16.
But the French Cup, didn't PSG play against the 4th division side now in the French Cup
but
or
the
something?
fourth division side get like they earn the right to go play against PSG. So I don't have qualms with the FA Cup.
But it's the same with the FA Cup because the Premier League sides only join in after the third round.
Yes.
I'm not
That means that
disputing-
there's two
So
whole
the
rounds
other ones battle it out.
Without
for the
them.
lower
I'm not
ones.
disputing that. I'm saying to get to where the Premier League teams start entering the competition, at that point, it's still too many teams.
Okay, so one more round would be happy for you.
Yes,
Just
and
Premier
then
League
the Premier-
start at the fourth
Yes.
round.
Ah, look, man.
Okay, you could. I don't know. You're calling the FA Cup the Johnson's Paint Trophy.
Okay, just by the way, in conclusion, Ivan Tovey is going to be playing his very first match after his, I don't know how
Ban.
long,
6 months.
ban, 6
Something
months
like
ban.
that, yeah.
It's going to be on the 20th of January. They are going to be playing the Forest.
Yeah.
So,
There's Brentford versus Forest on the 20th of January.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
Forest have lost so many players to
Well,
to
before we
Seven,
get
I
there,
think, if
because
not
we will be
6.
joining you on the 16th of January, still ahead of that fixture. And
perfect.
Super Sub, why don't you tell the ballers why we will be joining them on the 16th of January?
It's because we're going to be doing a watch along for
What?
the first Bafana Bafana game.
Bafana
Right
Bafana
here.
versus Mali for the AFCON. We will be doing a watch along at 10 p.m. is kickoff time. We'll be starting with you from 9:30
Yep.
to introduce the fixture. And we'll talk a little bit about the upcoming Premier League games for that one. But we will be joining you live as a watch along for the first Bafana Bafana game where there will be prizes. There will be
Bonuses.
Hey, here comes his rant. Here comes his rant. Okay, before we get into Len Moleko's rant, I want to close off with the UK, with Burnley playing against Luton on Friday night at 9:45.
The bottom of the
I fancy Burnley at home. Luton aren't as strong on the road.
they've got Lyle
They've
who's-
got Lyle. Lyle's not. He doesn't have any other commitments
nothing else to
currently.
do.
There's nothing else to do but score goals for Burnley.
Yeah, by the way, just before you continue, Marcus, so a friend of mine that watches the show, he actually called me. He's like, "No, you were defending nonsense today."
Wow.
I was like, dude, I was just saying that, you know what, let's just
Amen.
let go of Lyle. You know, we've got other players that can go deliver. You know, it's his loss. So I was called into order.
How do they know who you are? You're a ghost.
Exactly.
He's a friend of mine.
So he
Okay.
knows you're a ghost.
Ghosts do have friends, guys.
Guys have friends.
Dead people.
Do you think they see each other when do they meet?
Spiritually.
Okay.
Burnley versus Luton.
I'll go with Burnley as well.
Yeah, Burnley.
I also think so. Low score or some goals in this one.
Low scoring game.
Ross Barkley's been at it at Luton.
Probably
Yeah,
one. It's
and
probably like 1-0
what's
for
his
me.
name? Former Crystal Palace midfielder. What's his name?
Yeah, he also played for Spurs.
Yes.
The right winger.
Yes. I forgot his name, but like he's also
You also like to gamble a little bit, that one.
yeah.
Is it? He's like a
Hey,
twin.
he's like Ivan Toney, he was on that
Is it?
Betway app going hard. Anyway, he's been excellent as
Yes.
well. Andros Townsend.
Yeah. Townsend, there we go.
There we go. And Burnley, but I fancy Burnley at home. It's going to be a close game. I fancy Burnley maybe a 2-1, 3-2,
Somewhere there.
somewhere there.
No, not 3.
No, it can never be a 3.
Both,
It's probably
so
like a
both
1-0
teams for me
Don't score many
don't
goals.
score many goals. So it's going to be low scoring, maybe 2-1 at best.
Yeah, because if Luton wins, they get out of relegation zone.
Sure, that'll be big for Luton. And they
And
can.
then it's going to be heavy for Everton.
Okay. You see, we've got a haunted prediction there. So now I need to go against what I bet and bet on Luton because Len Moleko said Burnley would win.
So you have to go the opposite direction.
I have to go the opposite way.
year, new predictions.
That's true. The new year is
Yeah,
been
we started
right.
well.
Guys,
Now,
get with the program.
let's give our friends some props, guys.
Get with
Come
the
on.
program. New year, guys. You know?
Okay, Chelsea playing against Fulham. That's going to be a crackover game. London derby.
Yeah. Fulham, they can.
On a day, Fulham can be a problem, eh?
And those who've seen London, these two teams, they're next door.
Who's playing home?
Chelsea are at home, but they
I
both
with Chelsea at home, away, they are not making sure.
they played
We are fine.
They played very well in the FA Cup, and I was really impressed with Raheem Sterling.
Yeah, no, you came to the party that day.
Yeah.
Would he have a Ballon d'Or if he didn't run like Wilma from Scooby Doo?
No.
Not good
That
enough.
is so crazy what you just said.
Eh?
But if you see that guy run,
He's carrying a handbag or some shit.
Is that how he generally runs, or he runs like that because he knows people are watching?
no, that's how he
Who cares
runs.
about that?
Newcastle versus Man City, my fixture for the weekend, Saturday night.
City.
Newcastle at home against Man City.
City for the
Oh,
win.
but they're playing at home.
Yeah, but let's talk about thin squads. Newcastle have had too many games for that number of players with that number of injuries.
Yep.
And they've just had a derby.
Yeah.
They've just had a derby. And now they have to play against the best side in world football.
That has a Kevin De Bruyne back.
Back, yeah, not true.
And Haaland likely back
Yeah.
by the weekend
No,
as well.
I don't fancy Newcastle.
I mean,
on this
even
one.
if they
Doku's
don't
back
have
as
a
well
Haaland.
now. Remember, Doku was out as well.
Yes.
Oh,
But
yes,
he was
and
back
he
in the
played
second half.
so
I
well
saw
in the
him.
FA
He
Cup.
did. Well done.
So
to
they're
him.
in trouble. They must just go to Saudi and to that other team of theirs.
And ask for
More players.
Neves, ask for
Ruben
Ronaldo.
Neves, ask for Ronaldo. They're sorted.
So we're all backing City for a win on Saturday.
I'm backing City for a win on that one.
Aston Villa travelled to Everton. Everton have looked so good, especially at home. Aston Villa, obviously very good at home. I still think they'll have too much
Villa's
for
on
Everton.
fire.
Yeah,
guys.
no. Villa.
Villa's
Definitely.
on fire.
I think it's going to be a close one. Douglas Luiz is just a phenom. He's
Yeah,
dictates
I'm going to
that
go with
midfield.
Everton. I've seen how Everton plays at home, guys. Just as they are just something else this season.
But Villa can open you
Villa.
like a can of
We
sardines,
saw what
my
Villa
friend.
has been doing the
agree
past
with you.
couple of weeks.
But
If you-
for my pick, I'm going with Everton.
If you forced me to bet on a fixture this weekend and it was that one, I would still back Villa, but I actually would avoid putting it in a multi-bet because I think that one can go either way.
I'm going with Everton and both teams to score.
Okay, talking about a game full of goals, Man United host Spurs at Old Trafford. Old Trafford, not a fortress anymore. Man United can lose games at home like nothing.
I'm going with Spurs for the win.
Can't defend. Spurs going to come at them.
And this is not, I'm not being personal. I'm not throwing anything at anybody.
Why are you smiling then?
But like, I'm a friendly guy. I smile all the time.
Finally, you can smile.
You know?
When we started the show, you didn't look like you were going to even have fun today.
Looking at how Man United played against Sweden, I'm saying it's going to be Man U win.
That's Wigan.
Wigan.
It's not Spurs. Hey.
Son.
Hey, no, Man United couldn't even finish opportunities they had. I think
2-1 to Spurs.
Is
Watch.
Madison back fully?
Who?
no, I don't think so.
Okay.
No, that I mean that
I
helps
give it to
United's
Man U.
course.
Yeah.
And you know, what can we say
How
about Man
times have
United
changed.
at
You
this
know,
point?
it's funny. I'm looking at the comments now, and like Lingiselala saying United or a draw. Like there was a time when any team went up against Man United, you'd easily back Man United to win.
Yeah, there was.
Times change. I get it, Mark.
What can you do? It's ebbs and flows of teams. You know, it's they're going through their downfall. Maybe there might be a little bit of a boost amongst them with playing for Sir Jim Ratcliffe coming in, and things might start to turn. It's a January window that we don't expect Man United to do a lot of business in, but maybe in the summer, Man United will recruit properly, and whether it will be for Ten Hag or for somebody else, you expect this to be the end of the bad era for Manchester United now with Sir Jim Ratcliffe and his team coming in.
It's 10 years now.
Crossing fingers.
It's been a while. Look, you can't call all of this a bad era because under Jose Mourinho, there were trophies and stuff. It's just under the expectation of Manchester United. Because Arsenal's bad era has been even longer then. And, Arsenal are playing well now. You can't call it a bad era anymore. Arsenal are playing good football. So I think that Man United have had just little peaks during that time, particularly under Mourinho. I think they were at their best.
Yeah.
And then I think it's about fixing the culture at the club now, getting the right types of players in, getting the right types of staff in, fixing up the facilities, making sure they're
Getting
up
a
to the level
jacuzzi.
of the Real Madrids, up to the level of a Juventus, up to the level of a Manchester City. You're Manchester United, you should be there. That should be your facilities. So I think Spurs to win, like Matodzi Bendami says, Spurs to win by 3 goals. Remember, no Unana. I believe Unana
Even if he
will
was
be
there.
Yeah.
Hey,
That might
but
be
he
even
doesn't
worse.
want to go early.
No, wait. I think
Onana will be playing.
there.
That will be his last game.
Yeah, he's
Will
going to
be, he
leave
asked.
the following day.
Yes.
Yeah, so it's on the 14th. I think Onana will play that game, and then he will travel to meet the squad in Cote d'Ivoire
Because
for
they've
the
got a game on
AFCON
the 16th.
on the 16th.
So they're just going to
The
have like
same
maybe
day
1 or 2
as
training
Bafana.
sessions with the team.
Probably even one.
Which
Or
is
not.
surprising and not very fair by Man United on that team. Just because he's a goalkeeper doesn't mean he shouldn't train with the
But was
side.
it not him who decided to stay longer because he still needs to cement his place, especially around this time of the year?
Ask Lau Foster.
Oh,
Nah, I'm not there anymore.
Okay, guys, let's move on. Some of the ballers here in the comments saying we mustn't bash Bafana today. We won't. We're done bashing Bafana. We're done bashing Bafana. We
We're
hope
even doing
that they
a watch
win.
along, guys.
We even prepared to speak about Len Moleko. He has time for your rant. We even here to speak about Bafana's match day prizes for the bonuses that are paid to the players and how that has been announced by Safa. That they've agreed their bonuses because they're going to win the whole tournament and take that, what was it, $6 million or something?
7 million deal.
7 million.
$7
US.
million.
USD.
Dollars.
It equates to what? 5.6 per player?
No, but they give us the numbers because remember, Denny Jordan said that he does not want to tell us the numbers because, and I'm quoting him, that some players live in the township and that he does not want to then put any risk on them. So that's the reason why it's not going to mention that. And he said that the 7 million was just him mentioning what CAF had
That
already
is so
said.
nonsensical. Does that man there's so many millionaires in townships? What is he saying?
And even though, do they not know they're
What a
footballers? As if they don't have enough money to rob. What's the difference? They make 100,000 rand or 1.2 million rand
That's
or what?
crazy.
Yeah, because they keep the money in their pockets,
Here's the thing, right?
If that is the excuse that he said, then geez, man.
Here's the
Say
thing.
that.
Here's the thing. There is a level of disrespect that is given unto.
Michael, wait, please.
Ballers, this is a Len Moleko rant brought to you by Betway. Get way more.
Anyway, here's the thing, right?
Yeah.
That, and we've seen this movie before.
Yeah.
We were there last year before Banyana left.
Yeah.
There were issues with money. We are there again. Now, it's money issues. At what point are we actually going to get our house cleaned there in Nazareth?
Maybe you need
Because
to move.
because consistently there has to be money issues, and also to some degree this seems like it's an African problem.
It is.
Can I
we
say
saw
something controversial?
Yeah.
Is here?
Lucas. Bring Lucas.
Yeah, no.
Lucas?
Bring Lucas.
I don't think it's even controversial, Marco. I think that's just fact. You know, we need fresh blood in that setup.
But
Bring
then-
him early before
but
these
then
elections. They
also-
talk about 5 years. What?
Exactly, because the previous ones happened last year. Was it last year?
Yeah.
Was it 2022?
Do we even consider them elections?
That is controversial, but fair.
Yeah?
Do we consider them elections?
Do we see
even?
people? Have you seen somebody voting there?
That's what I'm
I've
saying.
never seen.
Is it not like an ANC conference in Nazareth? And these things happen in Nazareth, you guys.
Well, I'm sure. I don't think if Safa is worse because with ANC there's like a proper independent body that monitors that. You know.
The NEC.
Yeah, but
really?
with every election, there should be like an IEC to be there to make sure that the elections
audit.
are free and fair. But then again, the whole notion of the 52 regions, I think that's how many regions that we have, Safa regions, right? It's how can I put it? It's a case of whoever has got the biggest bag can go to these different regions and say, hey, Marco, I'll give you 500,000 there. You know, just make sure you vote for me, kind of thing. So already whoever wants to go through that process is at a disadvantage. And who is Safa accountable to? Government is not allowed to interfere with Safa because the minute that
FIFA
happens,
laws.
We are
FIFA
getting
is
bans.
going to say, yo, we are going to suspend you. So
Out, yeah.
effectively, where we are right now, we've got a Safa president / former politician who is running Safa like he's running a political party and he's running amok.
Yeah, no, he is. He is.
Just a
I
quick
think
heads up.
We've agreed on this that you know we really need change in at Safa, you know, and it can't come any sooner, eh?
It would be quite interesting to find out from one of the players if they are truly happy. Just a quick heads up. In the 2019 AFCON, Bafana reportedly had a deal for each player to get 320,000 for reaching the last 16, 520,000 for qualifying for the quarterfinals, 670 for the semi-finals, and 920,000 for winning the tournament. And remember, at that time, the prize money was 4.5 million US. That is about 83 million South African rands. It has since gone up to 7 million. And Bafana also, by the way, did not qualify, remember, for the 2021 Continental Showpiece, where the prize money then was 5 million. So it would be quite interesting to see if, you know, the conversation that happened behind closed doors, you know, did they go up from that 920 if they win the tournament to 1.5 million and etc.
But also the breakdown structure of firstly, you have CAF, unfortunately, the way the structures work, can't necessarily sit there doing EFTs. Percy, did you get your money? Sharp. No,
Yeah.
They have to pay the association so that the association pays the players.
Yes, of course.
But according to a contract that the players probably don't even have a choice whether to sign it or not. If they are told that you are only getting 50,000 to get to this position, to get to the stage, remember, we the ones who are paying for your flights and all of that jazz. You are hotel, it's us, and. The players want to represent the country, number one. Number two, it's an international stage whereby some of them can audition for some of the bigger clubs.
That is only if
around
their
the world.
teams will let them go.
Exactly. So, yeah, there's also that. But that's a story for another day. So, if Kev gives Safa 7 million and Safa decides they're going to give each player 100,000 rands, unfortunately, there is nothing the players can do.
But it
And
discrete
then that will
times.
start,
Okay.
you know, that's the other thing about the money conversation. And it happens, you've noticed that it happens just before the tournament, right? And then we will see how they perform because, you know, what you are going to be receiving financially will also determine how well you do in the tournament. So I'm hoping that Safa really made sure that these guys are paid well so that they do play well.
Yeah.
Because the 1 minute it was said that the team is going to share the 7 bar, right? And the next minute there was a retraction of that on some. I didn't say that.
Yeah, because I'm reading here and then I quote, right? If they win, they get 7 million, which is 131 million, right? If they lose, they get nothing. We want the team to focus and to perform.
That's it.
Who said that?
That's what he
Danny
said.
Jordan.
Hey.
We don't want to waste time on discussing unnecessary stuff. Close quote. Dr. Danny Jordan.
Batung, how do you go to work?
And this is
How
from
do-
Idiski time, guys.
Yes. How do you go to work? Leave your house, get
Yeah.
into your car,
Yeah.
drive to Rosebank,
Yeah.
and go to work.
Usapatal.
No, without knowing how much. Yes,
What if?
without knowing how much you're getting paid.
Yeah, no.
So they must thumb stuck on something like, let's perhaps, I've got a little theory. What if the non-performance or the lack thereof of victory for Bafana Bafana especially comes down to the whole notion that Safa actually treats them like they are, I don't know.
Maybe it's a motivational tactic.
Yes, they're like,
It's a
okay, we just have
tactic
to
to
honor a
motivate you.
fixture. Let's just
Yes.
honor the fixture. Piafana, they are only gonna give us King, is it S&T? We get S&T of 300 rand a day.
And also, guys, we could be renting here, and the players are happy because I see the picture they took with Danny Jordan. They look like they.
It's your boss, Chief. Banyana also took a picture with him.
They would have revolted, I'm sure. You know?
How? Because the other thing is when they
You have an
revolt,
entire career, mind you, that is determined on just your overall conduct. And that might come, work against you in the long run, within your respective teams and etc. So sometimes you really do have your hands really tightly, knit behind your back. And that's exactly what happens sometimes. And you must notice that the moment these players are not playing actively and the like, only then do they talk about these things.
because they have nothing to lose.
There we go.
So
No, of course.
you start becoming a problem, then your name gets written in a black book and nobody touches you.
Facts.
Yeah, we know.
You
We
get
know it happened with the
blackballed.
Sundowns
That's what I
goalkeeper.
was looking for.
You
So
got blacklisted, yeah?
yeah, so unfortunately the players
is what it
the
is.
players just have to take it.
Yeah. Some comments here. Friday, December says, what has Lucas done post playing for him to be considered for Safa position? What does he know about administration? And Yamkela says, honestly, Danny Jordan and them have overstayed their welcome. Are we saying that Black Label All-Star game is managed better than Bafana?
Yebo.
Good
and
question
then
there,
Friday,
the
December.
Lucas question.
I've heard some of the policy reform that Lucas Radebe is interested in doing, and I'm very pro his policy reform, which is hugely centered around the youth development. So that's what I like about Lucas's policies
Nice.
for the Safa reign. So
Also, I think just to add on to that, I'm not saying Danny Jordan is not a well-traveled man, but I doubt he's ever kicked a ball before for an English Premier League team. In terms of understanding how the structures work, he's obviously like a legend at Leeds. He knows the structure. So almost like superimposing how things work at Leeds, he can almost come and do something similar and get South African football to almost follow what they do in the UK from a development phase to the professional phase. What's our high performance football center in this country?
Yeah. And how also, with how development works, if you are running an FA, you then get to work with the clubs, and then both entities goes hand in hand, and somebody that has been in the trenches will understand, I think, better.
I agree.
So let's move on to more positive stories from the continent. Of course, Bafana Bafana playing their first AFCON fixture against Mali on Tuesday night. Looking forward to that one, Len Moleko?
No, of course. Even though there's a few concerns, Motobi Mvala apparently
What is the story there, by the
He
way?
might not make it to
might
the
not make it.
to
What's
the
the story
AFCON.
about Mutlu?
Injury.
Injury.
Is it a knee or is it a
I
ankle
don't
or
know
something,
the
or groin? I don't know. One of the injuries. That's gonna keep him out.
And Zwane didn't practice.
Zwane didn't practice. Also, maybe that's because of being cautionary.
Yeah, it could be that. I think it's niggles.
Yes. So we'll just have to wait for the game against Lesotho.
Toby has a groin injury.
Yes. If it's a confirmed groin injury,
He's
I can
out.
tell you now he's out.
They're waiting for results from his scan.
Oh, he's out.
He's gone.
Those who know groin injuries, you are out. We must just accept. But otherwise, a positive. Oh, even Ronwen Williams, I think, did not take part in training yesterday.
Well, Bafana do have, and we'll have a better look on Thursday when Bafana have a behind closed doors fixture against Lesotho.
That's on Wednesday.
Thursday, from what I see here,
Okay.
and unconfirmed time. No, like tickets for sale or anything behind closed
obviously,
Why
doors.
was it behind closed doors? Is there a reason behind that?
Yeah, so that the opponents don't see our plans.
Ah, I see.
Yeah, you see.
Oh, I
And
see.
Lesotho's
Is that a real thing? Are you just fucking with? Oh, are you just fucking with me?
I think he's just
I'm
fucking
just
with you.
believing him at this point.
no, I'm just.
Did you
playing
just
around.
curse, Tepi?
I'm just like, sorry, man. Like,
It's a family show, Tepi.
No.
Sorry, Bolas.
Sorry. I'm making that up. I don't know the reasons behind why it's behind closed doors.
okay.
But yeah, we're playing against Lesotho. It could actually be that.
You never know. It could be a reason. But
And I mean, we're playing Lesotho. Lesotho are not going to.
you can
Afcon.
always get a drone there, man, if you really want to spy
Oh,
on
for
fun.
real.
Or also,
Yeah.
they want to play against Lesotho. If they get clapped, then nobody saw it. So it's fine.
But they're the ones that are gonna step up in the field, so they will know that they got clubbed by Lesotho. So
Yeah. And Lesotho is not. Hey, they're not pushovers. Those riders. Eh?
no, definitely.
But that,
Yeah.
He has a very good point from Guna for real. Just on the basis that Bafana's squad is made up mostly of Sundowns players, I will watch them on the 16th.
oh yes, how many
saying.
players? I think 11.
There's 11 Sundowns representatives across the whole of AFCON, but it's not all 11 are for Bafana. Am I correct?
Yeah.
I'll tell you now. Pull up the Bafana squad. But I mean, it only
I
makes
think from
sense.
Bafana, I think it's about 6.
From Sundowns, you mean?
For Bafana, from Sundowns about
Okay, that's a healthy number.
for Bafana.
And I mean, we can't also then discount how well Mamelodi Sundowns players are, and it makes
Would we
sense
argue
for
that
them
they're
to
the
be
best
part.
team on the continent?
I agree.
Well,
yeah,
one
one
of
of the teams,
top
one of
three.
the best. Yeah,
Top three,
Yeah,
top
one of
three,
the best.
top
It depends
three,
on the
top
year
three.
sometimes, but I mean, they are always still up there with the best. So
Well, they've just won the continental competition, the most recent one.
there we go,
So
and could also win Champions League.
yeah, they're still on course for
And the
that
league.
one and the league and everything they play in. Hey, Sundowns.
Sundowns are just tagging everything, and I saw they're bidding for, I think, the South American player, and they want to pay, I think, something like 47 million.
They've
And the
got
one
it.
thing about Sundowns, ne, I don't know how the person who scouts these players, he goes to South America and he always gets a gem.
But actually, we spoke about this on the.
Yeah, Sundowns tried to sign Vinny Jr.
Yes, when we spoke about it on the show.
And we were like,
But
why?
it's actually not a recent thing. If you look back,
So Relba,
Chiefs used to do it in
Jose
the
Torre
80s.
Yeah, when they were still.
What are you trying to
they
say
still,
now?
No, they still are, but you know how they are right now is a different Kaiser Chiefs altogether. I mean, you can't say no. To
I'm
that.
not criticizing Chiefs today. I'm wearing my cap.
I saw a tweet
Today I'm
that
saying nice things only about Chiefs.
Kaiser Chiefs want to reclaim their international dominance.
Which one?
It was a tweet.
Oh
Chief.
yes, and by the way, I also saw a tweet that was saying that see, now it's gonna be like I'm talking. They were saying Kaiser Chiefs for once at least they have a trophy coming back to Naturina.
Which one? The Black Label Cup.
Khune, yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
but they've been winning that thing anyway.
Yeah, so they have
it's-
some
it's
silverware
normal
going
for
home
them.
to them. So congratulations. By the way, let's talk about while we're still at it, while you're still looking there, my friend. The Carling Cup. Did you guys check it out? How was it?
Oh, it was dope. I watched the game, and I think it was a great spectacle. And players and fans came out in numbers. And for an exhibition match, I think they really did well. I think we need to give it to Carling Black Label. They know how to market their stuff, and
Yeah.
it was a good game. And
Shout out to Arne, by the way.
yeah,
the brand
and
manager.
what I also liked as well is like players really took it serious, and it was really good to watch, the emotions, and the passion that the players exerted in that match. It was
Does it matter? Would you say that there were so many spectators because it was not played, in Johannesburg or surrounding areas?
Look, generally, Polokwane, so I'll give you the names now. Polokwane, Putamkaba, Nelson Mandela Bay, Cape Town Stadium, Moses Mabhida, Bombela Stadiums.
Orlando.
And Orlando, in a way, those always like pull numbers, and obviously if you take games in those venues, you will have numbers. And I think it was a strategic move for Carling Black Label to take it there.
It's also, sorry, Marco, it's also a case of, and I think, again, we've spoken about this on the show before. It's a case of if you don't, people in, and no disrespect to people in Polokwane, they don't get to see Itumeleng Khune week in, week out.
Yeah.
Right? And when that one chance presents itself, then they will obviously go.
That's why I was asking about the location. Yeah.
Speaking of Itu, man of the match, said to have 185,000 rand on the day.
Good for
Hey, that's
him.
not a bad day's work, that, hey?
Yeah.
You can go home, have a cold beer or 2 or 3, and
Look,
just
I mean,
be proud of the work you've done. Now you
I
can.
mean, it's break time, right?
You're right.
So I've got this to say, you know, and in two folds, right? First, about Khune's superstarism, right? I think as South Africans, we don't appreciate that man enough. You know, that guy has been in top flight football for years. And the performance that I saw,
Unreal.
it was unreal. And I mean, that's the Khune that we all fell in love with.
You wouldn't say he was
But
a
won't you
40-year-old.
say? But he was also trying to redeem himself because he's been getting bad press, and it's a great way to come back.
Yeah, look, I think he
But
did.
he doesn't need an excuse to redeem. He's always on a top level.
That's what I'm
Khune is the
saying.
most consistent goalkeeper we've ever
But
seen
we've
in
said
this
on
country.
this show and asked if it's time for him to call it a day.
I don't think so. After that performance on Saturday, I don't think so. And
He's still
I
young,
don't
Isn't
understand.
he like 32?
Khune is like 30, he's 38.
Yeah.
Molalo.
He's 38.
No.
He's
He's
36.
36.
Okay, I thought it was 38. But again, what I'm saying is goalkeeper mature with time. I mean, we know the great goalkeepers
Brian.
before, and you know, but they played until the later,
Botrende.
you know. Oh, you remember Butende?
Butende Eshe.
Eshe.
You know, your William Okpara. They played until they were like really, really old.
Close
you
to
know,
the...
to 40, you know. So I don't understand this drive, honestly speaking. Ellen, I don't understand this drive of trying to get Khune to retire from football. I think it's
And
a
I mean,
little bit
it's still
unfair.
I think that people...
And I think he's still got a lot to offer to South African football.
You're
And
right.
I saw how youngsters were embracing him because that guy is a superstar. And I've never spoken about a Kaizer Chiefs player like I am doing right now.
How many hands were you promised?
I think that a lot of people saying that Itu must retire are either trying to defend his legacy, because when you see stories like the recent stories coming out and you see all of these things sort of tarnishing the name
Yeah.
of Khune, I think that maybe people are trying to tell him to retire to protect himself so that we don't see the fall of the legend that
Yes.
is Khune.
So he can remain a
But
hero in his story.
At that performance this weekend, it's like, no,
On a
just keep going.
On the contrary, Marco, I think, you know, I think he was used as a scapegoat for Chiefs' failures in a lot of times.
Probably, actually.
You know, and I think it's a bit unfair. You know, you as a team, you lose as a collective, and then you win as a collective. And if I were Kaizer Chiefs, I'll give him another 2 years. I'm just saying.
2 years.
Yeah. There's still a lot in that guy, I'm telling you.
So let me ask you this, ne? With the performance that you saw from him over the weekend, right?
Yeah.
And you were Hugo Bruce, would you have taken him to AFCON?
Look, I mean,
It's not, he's good, but not at that level.
no,
Like Ronald Williams
fitness wise, he's not been playing. So I mean, goalkeepers, you want somebody that is like playing games.
No,
week
I
in,
mean
week
consistent.
out.
If you see in the game from the weekend, and if he was consistently, let's say he was doing that consistently at his age, would you have taken him to AFCON?
If it was Rowan Williams, yes, I would.
Okay, some comments about Khune. Lega Gaba says, so Super Sub must what must we do to appreciate Khune enough? I mean, for me, whatever he does at Chiefs, it doesn't concern, and at a national level, Khune belongs to the batch of losers. Okay, that is harsh. And Matodzi saying that no, Khune shouldn't retire. He should go to Cape Town City.
Okay.
And finally, Bola Mpoza, Khune performs via negative motivation. Whenever he's criticized or is in an instant suspended, he always proves some point, and then the criticism dies down. So is his performance.
So he's seasonal. According to
Something
Bola
bad
Mpoza.
needs to happen in order for him, like I was saying, to redeem himself and come out and prove everyone wrong.
Look.
And then once again, his performance subsides.
Like recently, he had fair share of injuries as well. Let's be honest, you know. And look, I don't know. I just think he's a great athlete, and I think he's always at the end of of the stick. You know what I mean?
Does
Long
he
end.
does he deserve the criticism though?
Not
I don't know. You
necessarily.
criticized him in the derby for a goal that wasn't his mistake. I don't
No,
think
I
so.
don't necessarily think so. Like Marco is saying, you know, if he goes on goals and they concede, it's always Khune's fault, you know. And I think
if a goalkeeper is there and the ball goes, whose fault is it?
it's the entire team.
This no.
Len, there are situations where you've played football as well, and there are situations where you as a keeper.
There's nothing you can do.
I know, but the way you made it sound is like,
I'm saying it's always Khune's fault, even in those ones that he had nothing to
Yeah.
do.
Okay. Well, two more
enough.
comments I want to go through here.
Yeah, starting to sound like
Ebenezer
I'm Khune's spokesperson. Yes.
Klungwani says Khune is the Buffon, I assume, of South Africa, aging like fine wine.
I agree with that.
We still have him. We're happy to still have him around.
Like fine
And
wine.
then he got.
Thank you.
He got a response here from Le Kegaba saying, "I feel offended on behalf of Buffon and as a Juve fan." I think he
wow.
says that he's the Buffon of South Africa. He's
Now I
not
was
saying
gonna-
he's the level of Buffon.
I was going to
because
ask that question also. Like some comparisons are nice, ne?
Buffon of South Africa is not unfair.
No, we're talking about
Of South
staying
Africa.
in one team,
Yeah.
saving the team with stars,
being
being
a top
consistent.
goalkeeper, getting better almost with,
Yes.
as years go by.
Goalkeeper of this in play of this season.
You know,
Isn't
it's probably
he
the last one. who
the
was-
last goalkeeper to actually win Player of the Season?
Probably is.
In PSL era, I think he's probably the only one.
But wasn't it also because at that time Kaizer Chiefs was flying high?
Well, I suppose.
Well,
Well, load shedding is back, as you can see here.
Rude
So
awakening.
a lot of people saying now he needs to leave so young players can get experience. You know, if the young players can play on his level, I'll agree with that.
yeah.
But
Have you seen that goalkeeper play? The other one,
Peterson or
Peterson.
or Vuma.
Peterson. Have you seen his silly errors that he makes as well?
sure.
But I agree, the more he plays,
With time.
the more he will not make. Khune did not just come out like a mushroom. He didn't mushroom and he was the
Oi.
best goalkeeper.
Of course. But imagine him being there and still learning from Khune.
But sometimes it's not worth the risk.
Yeah, maybe he's just not used as much as he used
Khune
to. He
tried
used
Mfana
at Kaizer
Kite.
Chiefs.
Hey, yo, super sub, Mr. Super Khune sub.
Oh yeah,
Hey.
the Bafana team. Sorry, just to go through it again for
Yes,
Afcon.
yes.
We
Yes.
digressed. Ronwen Williams,
Sundowns.
Sundowns,
Sundowns.
yeah.
Goss,
Yeah?
and Veli Motwa.
Yeah?
Defenders Obremutiba, Khomolemo Kekana, Khuliso Mtau, Mutobi Mvala, CBC, Mobi, Sianda Kulu, Tapelo Koki, Terence Mashego. I'm actually surprised that he's going to Afcon. I must say.
Terence Maseko.
Yes. But that's a story for another day. Tapelo Maseko, Tapelo Morena, Jaden Adams, Mtetwa, Sitole, Teboho Mokwena, Tabang Monare, Elias Mokwena, Mokwana, sorry, Evidence Mokopa, Lara Zakele Lepasa, Michali Manyambela, Apolis, Pesitau, and Tembazwan. So yes, majority of players that come concentrated from one team are from Sundowns.
And some former Sundowns players there as well.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
So actually a good squad and a squad that we can get behind. And Mali's no pushover, physical side.
Yeah.
Who Bafana have struggled against the more physical teams in the past before. But the back line seems quite sturdy.
True. And I reckon, so this is my prediction for this group. Ne? I think we're going to beat Namibia.
And Tunisia, because you say...
Tunisia, we've got a chance to beat them. If we don't beat them, we're going to draw against them. But we are going to struggle against Mali.
Yeah. And Peter Shalulile's got Sundowns' number.
So Bafana has got his number.
Yeah, no.
Look, Shalulile is not the same if he's not playing with Tembazwani or
Maseko.
or Maseko or Mudiba or who's the South American, the South Americans. He's not
Man, Castro.
Castro.
Ah, man.
but the South Americans
Allende.
Go Allende,
Allende.
who's number 10? The one who's one day is in the team, the other day is not in the team. What's his name, man? Sereno.
Sereno,
There we
Justin
go. Yes.
Sereno.
So, is Shalulile, are you gonna fear him the same when he's not around those other quality type players that are able to go to an Al Ahly or a Morocco and cause havoc there?
Yeah, so it's going to depend on the quality of the team that he is going to be playing with.
Yes. No. Well, yeah.
Yes.
And it's fairly decent because we played a draw against them, right, in one of the warm-ups or a friendly game.
Yeah.
But then not. It was a friendly.
Okay.
Yeah,
I
like,
suppose,
like
you know,
the one against Morocco, right?
Yeah, no.
Yeah, I mean,
was a friendly.
It was a friendly, but you can take.
And the last time we played Mali, Yaya was done dirty.
Yeah,
Beyonce.
Litulonyana, yes.
Yeah.
Sorry, not Beyonce. Ooh, I take that back. Litulonyan.
But let's see. And it was also at an Afcon as well.
Yeah.
I think
Linky Salela says that we will win at Namibia and Tunisia, then draw or lose at Mali.
I agree with that.
Mervyn Demo says we're going to win. But you hope that you get the win early against Mali just to boost the confidence levels.
Yeah, not true.
Also, to be fair, and I'm just an ask. I'm just asking. Are we saying what we're saying because of patriotism or because there's evidence that South Africa actually is a team to be reckoned with?
I think that
It's a
actually
bit of both, man.
Actually, South Africa is a team to be reckoned with. I think that patriotism helps us say, yeah, we want them to win, whatever. I think that almost all of the negatives on Bafana Bafana isn't the quality of the squad, isn't any of those things. It's they've let us down before. Bafana always lets us down. But the quality of the side, if you just step back and you analyze purely from a football standpoint and you say, oh yeah, look at who these players play for, look at the qualities of the side they've got, look at this, look at that. And you'd say Bafana should perform above where they're performing. But there's this impression that historically, or at least in more recent years, Bafana have let us down.
But if you've got a wife who loves the streets and she's been going to the streets and then she comes back and she says, I'll do better. And then you have to leave for work, going overseas or whatever. Are you going to be there inside Fly Emirates there and be like, she's at home. She's not
So
for
you
this.
can't-
Or husband. Let's just
Or
put
husband,
it. Yeah,
yes.
hey, this guy.
So basically, but I get it. The saying is you can't make an age a housewife. So Bafana is the age.
Hey. Len,
Yeah,
you
they
are-
are hopeful, yes.
Hold on to that thought as we move on. So we will be joining you for Bafana vs Mali on Tuesday, the 16th of January from 9:30. We will be doing a watch along. Of course, that game is available for you on SABC Plus and SABC Sport channels.
Yep.
So you'll be able to watch that fixture with us there if you want us to be your commentators instead of actual professionals who know what they're talking about. But from us, I think we've got one last final tribute to say goodbye to one of the greatest players in the history of the game, the father of modern defending. The reason why we have Maldinis, Nestas, Cannavaros, Vidic's, Rio Ferdinands, and players that we can speak of in that light, a sad goodbye and tribute to legendary West Germany and Bayern Munich defender, Mr. Franz Beckenbauer, 2 times Ballon d'Or. World Cup winner with West Germany as a player and as a manager,
One of the 3, actually.
who have managed to achieve that feat. Another is the Brazilian
Mario Zagallo.
Zagallo.
who's also passed
Who's late,
recently,
yes.
sadly.
And Didier Deschamps is the other one.
The only one living.
Yes.
Multiple Bundesliga titles with both
Bayern
Munich and
Hamburg.
VSC Hamburg or
Yes,
whatever.
SV Hamburg. Yes.
SV Hamburg.
Yes.
He also had multiple German Cups. He's also won multiple Champions League titles as a player and one as a manager for Bayern Munich. Back when it was called the UEFA Cup, before it was called the Champions League. And of course, most importantly, North American Soccer League titles with New York Cosmos.
Why are you looking at me?
No, I'm also looking. No, I want to ask you a question because I'm not sure, or the ballers can probably tell us on the comments.
I know the question that you want to ask me,
What's
and we
the
didn't
question?
discuss this.
Okay, what is the question?
You want to ask me if you played with Jomoson?
Yes. Because I'm looking at the years. Like, it's like the
He's
late
probably
70s.
played. He played with Jomo.
Is it?
Yeah, because Jomo, it's confirmed that Jomo actually played with Pele, the Brazilian.
Oh, is it? And Zakala. Oh, by the way, can we just also once again RIP to Zakala, who played alongside Pele in the Brazil 1958 and 62 World Cup winning teams, and later won the trophy as a coach. He did die on Friday, so RIP to a lot of people, man.
Yes, in 1977 when Franz Beckenbauer went to Cosmos.
Yeah.
That's the same year that Jomo Sono was also playing for New York Cosmos.
Then they played together.
Hey, so what a team that was, hey?
Yeah, no.
Do you take back your Major League Soccer?
Nah. It's okay.
Are they on a
On that
break now?
bombshell, I want to finish on a very special Around the World with Tsepi Worldwide, brought to you by Betway, where you get way more, darling. What do you have for us?
My babe. Okay, so a very influential man, Hans Watzke, was appointed as treasurer. Back in the day, he for Borussia, and he then elevated to become CEO. Back in 2005, he's been very instrumental in just managing the finances of Borussia. Got them, out of that financial stint or problem or dip really back in 2005. He's responsible for bringing to light the likes of Haaland, Lewandowski, Dembele, Sancho, and most recently my favorite Jude Bellingham. He has now decided to retire, and that is going to be effective after the season of 2025.
Would Jurgen
2025.
Klopp exist at his
And
level
Jurgen
today
also,
without
yeah.
Hans Watzke?
Do you know what's an interesting thing? So like managers, just traditionally, like somebody who wears a suit and whatever.
Yeah.
So upon the appointment of Jurgen Klopp, I can't remember where I heard the story from. Jurgen went there with a t-shirt and torn jeans, where all the other clubs were not taking him seriously. Borussia Dortmund were like, let's
Nice.
take our chance with him.
Nice.
Simple
So, yeah.
man from the Black Forest.
The Wolves.
Yeah, this is a great loss for Borussia Dortmund, but I think he's put them in good stead
Be okay.
to move forward.
Yeah.
His model,
From
actually,
here.
even though they have not won many trophies because Bayern Munich are just running away with pretty much everything, but them being consistently in the Champions
toe,
League,
Bayern, anyway.
top, they top three, essentially most seasons.
Yeah.
Would they be better than Bayern Munich today if they weren't a club that other clubs came to poach for talent?
Yes, they would be.
They would be.
I don't think
they
Bayern
will be
would-
on par. They will be one
Yeah,
of
but
those.
I mean-
One season Bayern takes it, the other to be Madrid, Barcelona. I think type of situation.
Because, I mean, listen to that list.
Yes. And that's what he did.
Jude
Remember,
Bellingham,
yes.
Haaland, Lewandowski, like this
Pierre-Emerick
Dembele were there.
Aubameyang, the Dembeles of this world. Like, we can literally compile a whole starting 11 of the players from Borussia Dortmund that were poached by other teams
In the same
and were
w-
so talented.
in the same way Benfica in Portugal develop players for the rest of the top clubs in Europe.
But that's what Watzke actually did, because when he saw that the team was not doing well financially, he came up with that structure of taking young players from development and developing them and making them expensive players,
to
and then to
turn
sell
the
them, and that's
financial
how they were able
fortunes
to
of the
turn their
club away.
financial
Because
woes
if
around.
effectively also, if we look at it, the dominance that Bayern has was only ever stopped by Borussia Dortmund when Jurgen
even
Klopp
that
was still
Champions
there.
League, remember the
Yes,
final?
the Champions League final.
Yes.
They even went as far as that.
Yeah. So shout out to him. Very, very quickly. This is an interesting one, and I want to get your opinions, guys, and also the ballers. And it's a funny story. There's a player, and he plays in Europe. He plays for the Liga Portugal, and his name is Molaya Sila. And he plays for FC Aroca. That's not the point. The point is that he also plays for the Guinea national team. And back in 2019, last year in June, actually. So they were playing against Brazil. It was a 4-0 win for Brazil. They obviously, 4-1 win, for Brazil. And what happened is that he swapped T-shirts with Vini Jr.
Okay.
And what subsequently happened is that when he got to his dressing room, that T-shirt had disappeared. And then he started obviously questioning his, teammates as to where the T-shirt was, and he did not find the T-shirt, and then pointed his finger at his coach. And the coach is Gaba Diawara. Diawa. And since then, because, of that little conflict, he has not been added into the Guinea squad. Do you think is ridiculous for this one, or, is he justified in his actions? And also, do you think that the team, were reasonable in not including him in the squad?
This is such an unprofessional story.
No, that's so petty.
Yeah.
It's such an unprofessional story.
If something get lost, you're gonna ask question. That's normal. But for him to be excluded from the squad based on that, I think it's just unprofessional, like Marco is saying.
I wonder if Wayne Arendse still has his Lionel Messi
I wonder if
Barcelona jersey.
Vuyomere got it.
No, it was Wayne Arendse.
Even Vuyomere got it when they were here in South Africa playing in Pretoria.
Was Messi part of that team?
Yes. Is it Messi or Ronaldinho?
No, you're thinking Ronaldinho.
Is
I'm
it
talking about
Ronaldinho?
Messi was
Barcelona
now
side.
recent.
Oh, okay.
Because Barcelona has been to South Africa
twice, yeah.
Yes. So play against Sundowns.
But
Wayne Arendse got Messi's. That one I know for a fact.
Yeah.
Yes.
Vuyomere then got Ronaldinho. Maybe I'm confusing the two.
It was probably Ronaldinho.
Ballers can tell us, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, ballers are telling us that it's just a t-shirt.
Yeah, it's just the t-shirts, man.
And
So
real.
it's just a t-shirt. So who's wrong? Is he
it's
wrong for wanting
Vinny's.
his t-shirt, or is the coach wrong for not including
was
him
wrong
in the
in
squad?
agreement?
Look, for me, Tsepine, it does not matter whether it's a pen or it's a t-shirt. If somebody takes something that is not theirs, somebody has to account. That's wrong.
Like the ANC.
What do they know that word?
Gift Real G says he must apologize like Sancho should have done.
Hey.
Oh yeah, Sancho's going back to Borussia. I think
That is a good piece of business from Heinz.
Yeah.
You sell him for 60 million pounds,
and
get him
then
back for free, pay less money.
it was probably his last dance.
It's a win-win.
Probably his last
Yep.
dance. But on the jersey issue, I understand the pettiness of wanting to know who took your jersey, because as a player, you play for Guinea and probably in the Portuguese league, you said, right?
Yes.
You don't get a chance to play against Vinicius Junior every day, right? So when that moment comes and you get that and somebody actually takes that from you, then you have to be aggrieved. And I suspect the coach, for him not to pick the player in the team, he's the one who stole that jersey.
And also, Len, let's be honest. Players, professional footballers, like even your Messis, your Beckhams, they take pride in collecting their jerseys. I saw Messi's room, just as the jerseys that he has from your Yaya Touré's and all of that. So it's a precious moment.
Sentimental.
It's sentimental. So for him to lose it like that, I think he had right to throw a fit, but I don't think it should have escalated to a point where he's not being picked based on that.
So that's why I'm saying the coach is being petty.
Yeah.
Which is why I suspect that it's the coach who actually took that jersey.
Yeah, most probably, yeah.
Well,
Okay, that's all we have for you worldwide.
well, thank you, Tepi. That was Tepi Around the World with Tepi Worldwide, brought to you by Betway, where you get way more. And that was Onside ZA, brought to you by Betway, where you get way more. Thank you for joining me, Mr. Len Moleko.
German.
Thank you, darling, Tepi Worldwide.
Thanks, darling.
And thank you, Super Sub.
Danko.
And above all else, thank you to all of you, the ballers, for making sure that we stay onside, not offside. Stay onside with us and Betway.
Get way more.
Gateway.
What? Sound effects. Bye. Cheers. Okay.
Bye, honeys.
So Saturday we're going to the cricket, right?